Okay, so in this video, we will see how to connect the EC2 instance using SSH. Basically, how to connect to the EC2 instance which we have created in the AWS cloud from our computer, local computer, right? So let's create an EC2 instance again. We'll go to the EC2 instance. We will click the launch instance. We will use the like free tier image, which is the Amazon image and which is based on the Red Hat. We will use the instance type st2.micro, right? And here we will leave everything as is, but in the script we will give some script. So we have this script. So like as you know, like within the user data we have to provide that script which we want to be executed at the time of machine spin up. So we have provided this script. So as part of this script what we are doing, so as this is script, so that's why we have started with the hash character, shebang character, and provided the bin bash. Why we are using Yum as a package manager? Because the image which we have used is Amazon image, and Amazon image is based on the Red Hat operating system. So that's why we are using the Yum. So we give Yum update -5. Why we give -5? Because if we give only Yum update, it will ask for the prompt whether you want to install the packages or not. But we want this script to be run as part of the machine startup. So when the machine will get startup, there is no interaction between the user and the machine, right? So that's why we give -y, so that it automatically take as an argument as a y. Then we give yum install -y httpd. So httpd is basically in the Apache server. So in the Red Hat, Apache server came with the name httpd. All right, then we have starting the Apache server using the systemctl start httpd command. Then we are enabling the httpd, that is the Apache server. Why we are enabling it? Because what we want, whenever the machine will get like a reboot, if we stop and start, always the Apache server will be get up. Then just ignore this 5 lines. Then what we are doing is, when the machine will get spin up, we want on the so by default, if we run this script till this point, by default it will show us the Apache default server page. But we want some our HTML page to be shown. So Apache store by default their HTML page is into the var www.html directory. So we are saying, okay, let's create a HTML page with this content, just a welcome message and the IP, with this message on the uh, and save with the index.html. But by default, when we work, we are working as a EC2 user. So EC2 user don't have access to the var www.html. That is, it doesn't have access, the right access, and he is not the owner, because we are logged in as an IAM user. We are not logged in as a root user. So that's why it doesn't have the read write access. It has read access, but it doesn't have the write access. Along with that, root is the user, so the EC2 user is not the user. So what we have to do? So first we have to uh, create a group. So this Apache group already exists. So if you do groups command, then it will show what all groups exist. What we are doing, we are modifying the user using the user mode command, and as part of the modifying, we are adding the EC2 group into the Apache group, and we have to use the -a. -a means to append the user within the group. Then what we are doing is, we are so this var www is by default, the root is the owner, and root is the group. So what we want, to make our EC2 user as a owner and Apache as a group. So we change the ownership. Once the ownership get changed, we are making that, okay, so who is the owner? That should have the read write execute access. Whoever is the group, that should have read write execute access. But for the other user, it should have the read and the execute access. It should not have the write access. So that's why we are running this command. And why we give two is basically for the group ID. So what we are saying is, to all the elements within the group, it should, this property should be applicable with every element. Then we are like finding within this directory, and if find it further directory within this subdirectory, it will apply the same permission, and if it finds any files, it will apply this permission. So by default, like instead of 2 it is 0, so we can give only 664 rather than 0664. All right, so we will give this script 1 minute. Okay, so we have already given like this script. Okay, now we go to the add storage. So leave the storage as is. We will like add the tag. So let add the tag name is equal to like SSH something, and give another tag as an owner. In the owner, like try to give your employee ID. Also not the employee ID, it's the email ID. Give the next. So as part of the security group is basically the firewall, like who can connect with this particular security group and how. So we are giving the HTTP rule, HTTP. Okay, and from anywhere, and SSH also from the anywhere, and that's it. So we'll go to the review and launch. So that's it. We will click on the launch, and we will create a like a new key pair. So let's go, SSH is the new key pair. Why we have why we are creating the new key pair? Because we don't want anyone can connect with our computer using the SSH. Because let's suppose if you know the IP of my computer, so you can just connect from your local computer, but I don't want that someone can connect with my computer. So that's why we are creating a key pair. Key pair is just a like user ID and password, nothing else. So just download this key pair. So this is has been downloaded. Now load the instance. So click on this. So it is in pending state, and the status checks is still blank. So it will like get spin up within few minutes. Yeah, it is initializing. It is still running. So we can see like the name is SSH because in the tags we have given. Along with that, you within the security group you can check like what security group we have allowed. We have allowed only SSH and the HTTP, and only from like everywhere. So we have not allowed HTTPS. Like, so we can check the security groups. We can check the in the details. We can check the public IP and the private IP. So if we have to access this machine, we have to use the public IP. Okay. So this is connected. So now we have two what we want. So there is a two option. One option is we can just click on this connect button, and you can connect to the particular instance. So let me show you. So here by using just click on the connect button, you have connected with the Amazon instance. Basically you have logged in into the your virtual machine which you have created. Right, so I have like logged in cd/where, so I can see like everything, right? So you see like this www folder is like automated created, and this html folder is also created. But if you see within the html, like no file exists, and if I try to use my ip, it will showing me the default page, even though within my script what I said is like I want to create this index.html page within this folder, right, where www.html, but still it did not create, and it said that like your directory is empty, and we have already checked like our directory is empty, like in the html we don't have anything. So I'm not sure like why this is happening, and I try to figure out multiple things. If you know like why this is happening, you can tell me, because if I check I have give like all the permission. So now I am in the www folder. So if you do ls minus al, you can see the html. I have changed the owner. So now the owner is EC2 user. The group is Apache group, and if you see groups, so Apache group like exists. So everything looks okay. even this has the this is the directory, this is the read write execute access to the owner. So read write I'm not sure what is S, and read and execute access to the other user. So it has all the access, but still like it is unable to create the file. I'm not sure why it is unable to create the file, but if I manually create the file, then it created. So I'm not sure why. So if I manually create the file like welcome dollar host name, I did not run any command like change the permission or change the ownership, right? So within the so let's go to the first HTML folder. So within the or like before that, like we can check the logs as well. So sudo cat cloud init output. So if you check the logs, it says that like I have installed the httpd, I have created the symbolic link, and everything looks okay. But when I try to run the script, so it says that no such file or directory because it is unable to find our index.html. So that's why like the particular script failed to execute. Not particular script, just the last line, because it is unable to find the file. So I'm not sure why it is unable to find the file, uh, because it has not created. I'm not sure why it is unable to create, though we have given like all the permission. So but if I try to manually create it, welcome dollar, sometime it is working, sometime it is not working, and that bit is also strange. So if I manually created it, I didn't get any permission error, right? And my file exists. Now if I refresh this, I'm able to see the particular my index.html page, like welcome and the IP, the host name. And by default, we are seeing the Apache default page, because why it is showing the Apache default page? Because within the HTML folder, we don't have the HTML file. But within the script, we are saying it should create the HTML file. I'm not sure why this is like happening, whether these two commands are causing the issue. That's why like it is not further execute the third command, because still this command like everything get executed, right? It is change the ownership, it is change the, add the, it change the group, and it change the permission as well, which say like it has the read write execute permission, everything is permission it has. So not sure like what happened, and like, this command I copied from the Amazon official documents only. But anyhow, our purpose is different for this lecture, so let me execute. So we have two options. One is to, if you want to connect to the EC2 instance, so you can connect from directly from here. You can click on this and you can connect here, and you can connect. So by default our EC2 username is EC2 user, so you can click on this connect. But if I want to connect from my like Windows machine, how we can connect? So what you can do is you can open the PowerShell, or you can either open the command prompt. So in the Windows 10 or Windows 10 later version, or even greater than the Windows 10, so I have Windows 11. So it has the SSH software already installed. So if you do SSH, I could see some parameter, like if I do dummy command, it says like this command doesn't exist, right? It is not a recognized command. But if I run SSH, so SSH is a valid command. So how I have to connect? So I have to do SSH, then I have to give EC2 user, and sorry, EC2 user, and then at the rate, then I have to give the IP. Sorry, what it is? I have to give the IP, and what is the IP? This is the IP. So I have to give the IP, and if I click enter, it says that like do you are you want to continue connecting? Yes. Okay, now it's saying permission denied. Why it is saying permission denied error? Because when I created the EC2 instance, I attached the key value pair, so that without the key value, without the SSH, without the private key or public key, no one can connect with my SSH instance. So here I am only executing SSH and the user at the rate IP address. I am not providing any keys. So that's why it says that like I am unable to connect with your instance. So we have to provide the key in our command line itself. So we have downloaded the key. So this is the key, right? So if you click on the properties, and so the key exists here, right? So ssh.pem, what we have to do, ssh minus I, we have to provide the path of the key, and the key is ssh.pem, then ec2 user, ec2 user at the rate, then ip. What is the ip? Okay, this is the ip. So ip is 52.56.58.102. So if I click this, now I am into the Amazon Linux instance. So rather than from the console, from my computer, I have connected with the uh, uh, EC2 instance. So who am I? EC2 user. So I can like do all the stuffs which I am doing, like uh, cd www ls cd html, and within that I am seeing the index.html like a file, right? So whatever the content it has, so I can do like anything which I am doing from the connecting. So this is the first one way to connect with the EC2 instance. But let's suppose you don't have the Windows 10 or the Windows 11 machine, right? So maybe like you don't have this SSH utility installed. So how you can connect? Let's suppose you have the Windows 7. So the other option is, so I like just to log out from the EC2 instance. You just mention exit. So I have log out from my EC2 instance. Now I am on the my virtual machine. I am on the my desktop local machine. Okay, so I have exited. So that is done. If you have the Windows 7 or even more older version, or maybe you have the Windows 10 version and in which you don't have the SSH utility source, how you can, so you can go to the Google and search Putty. So Putty, Putty, and so there is a website putty.org. Oh, where is the website? Okay. Yeah, so go to the putty.org. So you could see the download putty option. You can download, click the here, and here is the Windows installer. So you can the 64-bit or you can do the 32-bit. So just click on this and it will like install the exe file. Just double click and do next without do any change. It will install the putty. So now how to connect with the putty? So if you install the putty and go to the search bar, you could see two options. One is the putty and one is the putty gen. So if you click on the putty and try to directly connect with the putty, like EC2 user at the rate and my IP address. So IP address is 52.56.58.102 and SSH, and click open, accept. It says that no supported authentication method available. That basically like access is denied, right? Because we have not tell the putty to to use the private key or something. We are just using the same command like ssh at the rate ec2 user at the rate IP address. So same thing we are doing. So first what you have to do, first you have to open the putty gen. So once the putty gen will be open, it will generate the public private key. So you go to the file, you can load the private key. So where is your key? So your key is on the, we have on the download folder. So go to the all files, you can see the file, click on the file, open it. So now you see successfully imported the foreign key. To use this key with putty, you need to save the private key commands. So use the save private key command to save it as a putty. So okay, now it says I have to click on the save private key. So save the private key. Are you want to show? Yes, yes. So save it. Let me save into the download folder. So SSH uh, dot ppk. So that is ppk. Okay. So let me save it. So I have saved it. So just close it. Now reopen the putty. Now if you go to the left hand side, you could see this SSH option. So if you expand it as SSH option, you could see the auth option. Just click on this auth option, and here you can see the private key file for the authentication. So the private key we have generated from there. Now you can click on the download folder and select your key, open it. So you have loaded here. Don't click on this open button, just scroll up, and here you could see the session. So type here again EC2 user at the rate your IP address 52.56.58.102, and you can also save your session as well, save and open it. So now I am able to connect. Earlier, when I have not loaded the key, it is unable to connect. But when I loaded the key, it is able to connect. So if you don't have the Windows 10 or Windows 11 version, so maybe you don't have the SSH installed. So you can do is you can install the Putty software and but first you have to make sure when you create the virtual instance, you have to generate the key value pair and you have to download that, right? So we have attached it, the key. So if you scroll down, so we have attached the key. So key value pair is the we have give this name SSH key. So we have attached. Now you can't download it. So you have to download it only at the time of creation only. Right. So you can download it. So once you download it, you can open the putty gen. So if you have the SSH installed, then you can simply write SSH minus I and then the path of your key which you have downloaded, and then EC2 user at that IP. Otherwise, you can click here. You can load the private key. So public key will be imported. So you can generate the key and save the private key. So it will save the private key. So you can open the putty as a software. So once the putty will be open, so let me disconnect it so I can exit it. So once the putty will be open, right, so you can go to the SSH, so you can expand it, you can go to the auth, just click on the auth, you can load your file. So but after load your file, don't click on the open, just scroll up, you could see the session tab. So after the session tab, so you can create your session and you can save your session. Now I have saved my session, I can load my session and I can open it. So you don't have to load your private key again and again. You can save your session. So I have saved my session, and so once I've saved my session, so let me show you again putty because last time I have saved my session, so I have to click on the load option, so it will loaded my session and open. So yeah, so cd where ls cd www ls cd html, and I can see my index file. So everything it is same. So we have three options. One, we can connect from here, just click on it, we can connect from here. One, we can connect from the PowerShell or the command prompt if you have the SSH installed. If you don't have the SSH installed, you can download the Putty software and we can connect from that. Okay. So yeah, that's it. So because this is very important, because in our ongoing videos we have to connect to the SSH instance multiple times. Either we will connect from here, either we will connect from our machine. So we should know the command, we should know how to connect. Okay. And make sure once you have done, you should stop the instance and you should terminate it so that you should not get charged. Right, so it will get terminated. Right, and once it get terminated, so if you want, you can go to the security groups, or you can go to the key pairs. You can delete your key pairs. If you want to delete, you can delete it key pair. So type delete and you can go to the security group. So this is a security group which I have created. So which get created when we do the national alert. It is asking na what it inbound rule you want to attach. So we have attached the HTTP inbound rule. So this security group is I can delete that as well. Delete security group. Delete. Yeah, it will get deleted. And I have to make sure that like my instance get terminated so that like I am not getting charged, because we are using the free tier instance, so we have to make sure to utilize the service in such a way. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. Yeah, if you find the solution, why, like, because I have the permission and everything, but still I am unable, still it is unable to create the index.html file. I'm not sure whether these two commands are creating the issue or what the issue, because I did not write this command. I just copy this command from the official documentation, but still it is unable to create the index.html file using the script. But when I manually create the command, it is able to create. So not sure what was the issue, but if you know the issue, definitely help me or let me know. Yeah, thank you. That's the end of the video. Bye bye.